Steve from SewingGold.com. This is our Speedway SW1341, which is a copy of Juki's 1341. So we're putting on a work aid, so it's like, sort of like a free arm attachment if you had a household machine. We've already put these the bolts and the nuts in here. We're going to adjust this to the height of the machine. These work aids are slightly different than like this here. It's going to actually mount a little to the back. It's not perfect, but it's as good as we can get with these work aids. Jose, go ahead. Here, I'm going to actually pause this video for 1 second, and then because I'm going to have to help Jose. So this takes two people technically to do this. One person holding the work aid while the other person screws the bolts into the bottom of the work aid. So if you look at the work aid here, you see it's got anchors, okay, in the work aid. Okay, so I'm going to pause this, put it in the tripod, and then we will show you. Okay, one other thing. We're only using 3 of the anchors. So the one that we circled, if you look at the work aid, the way Jose's holding it, that is the one we are not going to use that, that anchor. The other thing Jose wanted me to mention was, if you see here, we've got a small washer here, just so we can get closer to the machine. And then we've got a big washer here, so making sure we do that. We're going to show you later when we tighten everything up, but you could put big or small underneath. It doesn't make a big difference. We're just putting this for support, okay? So I'm going to pause it, put it in the tripod, and then we will show you how we mount it. It's not scientific. Okay, here we go. We're going to switch positions. As long as you're not going to be in front of that. Are you going to be in front of that? There we go. All right, so I am going to maneuver this in position, and then Jose's going to go underneath and then line up the anchors with the bolts.
I will tie it yet until it's
Okay,
finished.
yep. So do not tighten it until afterwards. You gotta, can you get through? Go ahead. Okay. Same thing on this side. He just has to get those, the bolts into the anchors.
Okay.
Okay, so little by little, we're going to be screwing them into the work aid, up into the work aid, and eventually, once we get it screwed into the work aid as tight as possible, then we'll tighten up all the nuts and bolts. And let me just show you. So as you can see, with this work aid, you've got some room back here. Okay, that's just the way these things line up. When they did this, they did it for multiple like 1341 machines, and so this is the way it lines up on here. It's it'll mount as flush as we can mount it. So as you can see, we're ever so slightly off just a tiny little bit, but they're still going to have room in between there. You can see you still have room there. Okay. So if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below, please. I'm Steve from SewingGold.com, and Jose was showing us how to adjust the work aid. Thank you.